Well, you know, it's been about 50 years since I first came to IYA. And my feelings every time are really the same as when I first came here. These incredible mountains, this completely fantastical lifestyle of people living up on these hills. It's not something you really see anywhere else. This huge old Suki tree stands in the grounds of Gosho Shrine in West IYA. And we think of Suki as these things that grow pencil thin, you know, perfectly straight. But the tree like this, which is easily 600-700 years old, are really kind of monstrous Jurassic-looking trees with huge branches going off. This is the ancient look of a really old Suki, and it's a remnant of really ancient IYA. These are the old, what they call flat graves, or lying down graves of old IYA. And they're really distinctive. I've never seen anything like this anywhere. And the legend is that from Heike times, when the Heike warriors escaped into IYA, they had to hide. And if they had a standing grave, it would be known that the graves were there. So this is how they kept hidden. At least that's the story. But in any case, with these pebbles and stones spread on top of them and the moss growing over, it's really kind of meditative space. We're at Arimia Shrine, which is near where those old graves are. And you know, you hear a lot about how Shinto is one with nature and so on, but you don't always feel that in these carefully pruned places we usually see in big cities and so on. But here in IYA, you really feel quite close to that. The steps, these mossy steps that are rising practically vertically up the hillside. And when you get up here, the roots of the tree become the steps of the shrine. And you really are one with nature here. And then this house, which I was so lucky to find all those decades ago, which I didn't know at the time, turns out to be 300 years old and one of the oldest houses in all of IYA. Japan is the land of tatami. Well, they didn't have tatami. They had wooden floors. And of course, the wooden floors are the original flooring. So you're seeing something that's the original Japan before the very polite and well-decorated Kyoto-style Japan took over. A kind of a time capsule. When I come to IYA, I always feel I've slipped into something very old that predates a lot of the things that we think of as Japan. Ochiai hamlet actually contains about 17 old Edo and Meiji period houses, and of these, we've restored 8 of them. Inside the houses, you're really living in a 100 or 200-year-old thatched house. You look up, you see the beams, but we've modernized them. So they're incredibly comfortable, and it really has everything that I love about IYA. There's this truly spectacular view. You feel you're just floating in the sky. It's a romance. Ah, yeah. I can see myself reflected in the glass. IYA is interesting because it's got a lot of really unusual local foods. And what we're trying to do, use these old ingredients and make them really new. And our young chef, who has really studied, has learned how to bring new techniques to these local foods. It's all locally sourced, but it's really the cutting edge. And that's the fun of it. My secret IYA, that really takes you back into time, takes you back into a world where man and nature are all the same. I love that, and that's the kind of place that I like to go to, and those things still exist here.